My name is Nick and I hope you're well today. I wanted to give you a little glimpse into the place that I live in New Zealand. It's beautiful, especially on a day like today. I want to give you a glimpse of that view just here. But this is the view from where I'm standing. Why don't I give you a 360-degree pan? There's some water just there, some boats, the beautiful harbour, ocean, and what we have is this hill behind me. This hill is actually the remnants of a volcano, and back where that is, there's a beautiful surf beach. People climb and walk around this hill. It's called Mount Maunganui, and it's known affectionately by those of us that live here as the Mount. But what happened at the Mount over the summer was actually a real tragedy. We had a couple of days where there was some really intense rainfall, some of the heaviest rainfall in a 24-hour period that our city has ever had. And at the base of the Mount, there is a holiday park, and there's also some hot pools that people can swim in. And one day after all this rain, there was a landslide that took out a bunch of the holiday park and the hot pools and a toilet block. And what's really tragic is that 6 people lost their lives in that landslide. The Mount is still closed, so there's all these walking trails around and up the Mount. So you can climb to the top, you can walk around the bottom. And they're all still closed because they're going to have to rebuild a lot of them. There were actually 40 landslides that took place over this period. What you can see when you travel over there to the Mount is you can still see where the landslides were. You see these scars on the Mount itself that bear the reminders of a pretty horrific thing that has happened in our city of late. And I was thinking about that as I was looking at the Mount, and I was kind of caught in this tension of the beauty of the Mount, but also the scars that are now there, visibly from the landslides, but also internally, because people have really obviously taken it hard. Ultimately, the families of those who lost their lives, but also it's really affected our community. But it got me thinking about our own lives and how our lives bear scars as well. They can be physical scars on our bodies, but more often than not, they are scars internally, in our heart, in our inner man. Our lives carry these scars. And sometimes these scars can feel so deep, so painful, that you wonder if there will ever be healing again. And if that's you, I want to encourage you that there is hope. And I was thinking about that hope as I was looking at the Mount, because right now it's closed to public access, but they're going to rebuild. They're going to restore the paths that have been damaged by the landslides. They will rebuild the caravan park. They will rebuild the hot pools, and they will be open once again. Yes, there will be scars of what happened, and at the same time, there will be the beauty of what will emerge from the scars as well. And that's very much what God does in our lives if we allow Him. I want to read you a few verses. I want to start with Romans 8, a verse that is very frequently quoted, but I want to remind you of what He does with our scars in our lives. Romans 8 verse 28 says, "And we know that God causes everything to work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to His purpose for them. For God knew His people in advance, and He chose them to become like His Son, so that His Son would be the firstborn among many brothers and sisters. And having chosen them, He called them to come to Him. And having called them, He gave them right standing with Himself. And having given them right standing, He gave them His glory." We have this beautiful picture here of God taking the wounds, the scars in our lives, and bringing good out of them, using them to shape us to look more and more like His Son Jesus, and to let His glory shine in and through us. When we invite Him into our wounds, into our scars, He brings beauty out of them. I also want to read a couple of other verses. 1 Peter 1 All praise to God, the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. It is by his great mercy that we have been born again, because God raised Jesus Christ from the dead. Now we live with great expectation, and we have a priceless inheritance, an inheritance that is kept in heaven for you, pure and undefiled, beyond the reach of change and decay. A beautiful picture of the hope available to us. Then it goes, and through your faith, God is protecting you by his power until you receive this salvation, which is ready to be revealed on the last day for all to see. That is the ultimate manifestation of the scars being made beautiful in our lives. God's glory shining in and through us, and what we have to receive in the promise of heaven. Then he continues, so be truly glad. There is wonderful joy ahead, even though you must endure many trials for a little while. These trials will show that your faith is genuine. It is being tested as fire tests and purifies gold, though your faith is far more precious than mere gold. So when your faith remains strong through many trials, it will bring you much praise and glory and honor on the day when Jesus Christ is revealed to the whole world. Another picture of God using our wounds to bring beauty. He refines us. He shapes us more and more into the likeness of his Son. He lets his character form itself in and through us. One more verse. I hope this can encourage you as well. James chapter 1 verses 2. Dear brothers and sisters, when troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity of great joy, for you know that when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. So let it grow, for when your endurance is fully developed, you will be perfect and complete, needing nothing. Another picture of how God takes our wounds, the hard things, and he brings beauty and good out of them. He makes us mature. He makes us complete. In other words, he develops his Christ likeness in us. It's interesting that as I say this very thought, I don't know if you can hear it, but a plane is flying overhead. And I notice that when God reveals truths to me, he often will do it when there's a plane flying overhead. And to me, that's a picture of how when we embrace the truths of God and who he is and what his word says, he takes us to new heights. We can soar in him because of what he's doing in our lives. And when we allow him to bring good, to work in our wounds, to bring healing and to work in the scars, he does amazing things. Yes, the scars will still be there, they'll still be visible, but the beauty that comes from them is something that only he can do. I want to leave you with a final picture, and that is Jesus himself bears scars, but God did beautiful things through him. Jesus literally carries scars on his hands, scars in his feet, scars on his side because of what he did on the cross for you and I. But God brought beauty out of those scars. He's doing something in you and I because of the scars that Jesus carries. The scars, when God brings beauty out of the scars, they affect more than what we can even comprehend. So I want to invite you, if this is resonating with you, to take some time today, even in this very moment, and perhaps invite Jesus to show you, is there a wound or a scar in your life that he is inviting you to let him into so that he can work and bring good out of that scar? Perhaps take that time, take a few minutes and invite him to show you. And when he does, just give that to him. Say, Jesus, I want to invite you to bring good out of my scars, to heal my wounds, to use them to shape me more and more into the likeness of you, to bring honor and glory to your name through what has happened in my life. He will do that if you allow him, and perhaps this is your invitation to do that right now. I hope you have an amazing day, and let's let him work in and through us to bring beauty from our scars.